You're listening to Miser Media. Hello bold and beautiful friends, welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and give this video a like up. Ridge, Steffy, and Katie talk about the reaction to Hope's assets at Forrester. Katie is not satisfied with Ridge's desire to say, no remark. Terminating lines and firing employees don't boost brand confidence. Electra and Ivy enter. When Katie says hello, Electra remarks, Will's mom. Ridge informs them that Katie will oversee their event, which is the jewelry line's relaunch. Steffy and Ridge continue to talk about how thrilled they are with the jewelry business. Although they can't expand as much as the jewelry line, Katie feels it will still be fantastic. Ivy and Electra enthuse until Will comes in with a file for Steffy. When Steffy says they'll make an announcement about Ivy and Electra heading up the new line, Electra quickly says she doesn't want to bring her name into it. Will asks, so, you don't want to be part of the jewelry rollout? Electra says she's just the assistant. Ivy tells her she's a huge part of what they do. Ridge and Steffy want to highlight both of them, and Katie wants to play up new Forresters joining the company. Electra continues to protest, saying putting up her name and photo makes it seem like she's doing more than she really is. They tell her the campaign is already done and will be hitting social media today. Electra seems put off. Will thinks this will hit big. Ridge can't understand Electra's reaction. He says they're going to put her in the spotlight and urges her to enjoy it. At the Cliff house, Taylor is on the phone when a knock comes at the door. It's Brooke, who thinks she shouldn't be surprised to see her after what Steffy did. She declares it was misguided and wrong. Taylor says Steffy had every right to fire Hope. Her behavior was deplorable. Hope's out of control. Brooke protests that Hope tried to explain, but no one would listen. She won't let Steffy's bias against her daughter end her career. She won't let her persecute Hope this way. Taylor makes Brooke a tea and tells her she can understand why she's upset as a mother. Brooke is part of the executive team and says she has serious concerns about Steffy's judgment. Taylor suggests she save her concern for Hope. Brooke insists she did not throw herself at Finn. Taylor asks how she ended up on top of him in lingerie. Brooke says she was just trying on lingerie. Taylor thinks she needs to make her daughter understand there are boundaries that can't be crossed. There's nothing wrong with Steffy's behavior. Hope has been completely inappropriate. Brooke argues that she's not interested in Finn anymore. Taylor doesn't think she should make excuses for her. If that's the only reason she came over. Brooke admits she also came to see how she's doing with the broken heart syndrome. She read more about it. Taylor is pleased she's concerned about her and says she's feeling healthier and happier every day. Brooke's glad to hear it. Taylor says she spent years hiding from her feelings and pain. She doesn't know what she would have done without Ridge helping her navigate this. Brooke saw it with her own eyes. Taylor, Ridge, and the healer. Taylor says as upsetting as it was for Brooke, it really helped. She's still seeing Chandra. Brooke hopes she's seeing her without Ridge. Taylor tells her it was just a yoga position and laughs at what she must have thought. Brooke says it wasn't funny. Taylor understands. It was an intimate and cathartic moment. She and Ridge were very connected and gave into the moment. For the first time in a long time, they were just following their hearts. Brooke narrows her eyes. At Il Giardino, Will tells Electra to order whatever she wants. It's his treat. It's his way of welcoming her to Forrester. She notes he's new too, and wonders what she's gotten herself into. Will admits work has been stressful with Hope and everything. But he doesn't want to get into the politics. Neither does she. She thanks him. He's the first friend she's made in LA. Will says she'll make many more. He wants to celebrate her big press announcement. She's officially a pat of Forrester creations for the whole world to see. Electra looks unnerved. Electra reminds him they weren't going to talk about work. He asks to learn more about her. She says her dad is Ivy's big brother. She didn't grow up in Australia, but she always kept up with the business. She's looking forward to starting a new chapter. Will thinks there's exciting things ahead, but was surprised she didn't want to be included in the press package. I'm curious as to why. In an undisclosed location, an unseen person looks at Electra's photo and name in the online press release. In the office, Steffy and Ridge talk about the press being intrigued by Electra. They think she was a little nervous, but she's in good hands. They agree she's poised, beautiful, and confident. It's a good story that will take the sting out of Hope's termination and her line. Steffy asks if her father will continue to support her. They have to put it behind them as soon as possible. She knows this has been challenging for him. Ridge says it's challenging because Hope is Brooke's daughter. Steffy wants to know that he won't question her judgment and won't listen to Brooke. It wasn't unfair. At the Cliff house, Brooke asks Taylor, "So, you and Ridge were following your hearts." She wants to know what that means to her. Taylor had shut herself off from her emotions to protect herself. Now she has a greater appreciation for listening to her heart. Brooke muses, "So, you're starting to see things my way." Taylor isn't certain about it. Ridge encouraged her to seek solutions, for which she is thankful. Her breakthrough resulted from this. Ridge helped her connect with her heart by giving her courage and strength. Brooke finds this to be incredible. But what does it have to do with Ridge when she talks about connecting with her heart? You understand what I'm requesting, Taylor. Do you have feelings for him? Are you still interested in Ridge? Carter went from irritated to incensed once he realized that Steffy's personally driven firing of Hope wasn't going to be overturned due to him asking a personal favor of his best friend, Ridge. In the space of a few weeks, Carter has gone from conceding that hope for the future was no longer an asset to arguing that the very survival of Forrester Creations hinges on keeping it. It's worth mentioning that the big turnaround in his way of thinking coincides with him embarking on a personal relationship with Hope. Carter's stance is eyebrow-raisingly hypocritical. But of course, it's only the bold and beautiful viewers who realize this, as the Forresters have no idea that a romance with Hope is behind his sudden about-face and intensity. And despite the fact that everyone who has ever worked at the fashion house has carried on love affairs there, for some foggy reason, Carter cannot simply explain that Steffy's assumption of Hope was wrong, and that she was actually wearing lingerie and lying in wait for him, not Finn. This, of course, would clear everything up, and there's no drama in that. That brings us to the present, where Ridge walked out on Carter's demands to reinstate Hope and her line, and to this week's spoilers, which tease a revenge plot devised by the COO to get back at the Forresters for ousting the lovely Logan. So, how angry is Carter, and why does that matter? Well, in a word, he's outraged, bent, incensed, furious, since he's sure that this is the Forresters moving on the Logans in an unfair way, and considering the Forresters have also rejected his proposal to expand the company, he's seeing absolute red. The fact that the Forresters have also fired Forresters numerous times, and that they have sound reasons for saying no to his plan are clearly not going to enter into this equation. The question is Carter angry enough to leave the company or shoot himself in the foot? Because with the scenarios we're imagining, he'd have to do one or the other in order to exact his revenge. The Forresters could find themselves hit with a crippling tax bill. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my OSR Media to our channel and stay with us.